Friends, welcome or welcome back. Today is a very exciting day. I finally put up my beautiful Balsam Hill Christmas tree. I absolutely love this tree. I did a lot of research before I purchased it. I think this is our third year using it, and it is stunning. It's big. It's gonna go right over here. Decorating today. I'm just putting it together, making sure everything is perfect, making sure the lights work, throwing on some extra lights probably later on today, and just letting it stay for a day or two so all the needles can kind of just settle in where they need to be. Make sure I fluff it and refluff it and refluff it, and then we'll decorate probably over the weekend. So as I'm going to assemble this tree and put it together, I'll tell you all the facts about it and things that I absolutely love, few areas of a minor concern about the tree, and I guess everything in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload a video just like this. And if you want this tree, I will have it linked down in the description below. It is not an affiliate link, it's just me sharing it with you guys. All right, without further ado, let's put this beautiful tree together. All right, so we're starting from the very beginning. This is the stand that I am showing you. So my tree is 7.5 feet tall. So it comes in 2 bags, and it is 4 different sections, and if you count the stand, so it's 5 sections in total. And here I was showing you the screws. I panicked for a split second because I couldn't find them, but all is good. I got them, and I put in the first part, and then you have to like screw it in. So that's probably like the most difficult because the tree just like flops all over the place. But after this, it's pretty much just fluffing and fluffing. Okay, so a little bit of information on the tree. So this tree is from Balsam Hill. This was definitely a purchase that took me years to finally submit, click, pay, purchase process, because they are very expensive, and you're purchasing a tree that you want to enjoy for years and years to come. And of course, Balsam Hill has so many beautiful different styles, but the one that I decided to go with, because I just love the style of it, it's a little bit unique. It's not like a perfect tree, it's just a little bit off, but I absolutely love it. So this is the European fir tree from Balsam Hill. It's 7.5 feet tall. It's in the most realistic category. It is pre-lit with 1,150 lights. The lights are clear, warm LED, and the tip count is over 3,000. So the quality of the tree and the branches, the needles, it's definitely there. It is absolutely stunning, from just the shape, the style, and the needles. It's beautiful. And the tree comes typically in 2 boxes, unless of course you're getting a really tiny tree. My tree is 4 separate parts of the tree, and then the stand, which is the 5th part. And so it comes in 2 boxes. They do give you 2 bags for the trees. I say if you have space, use the boxes, keep the boxes. If you have a shed or a basement or an attic, I just don't like the bags. I feel like the tree gets damaged a little bit, like you lose some needles. But nonetheless, it also comes with the gray gloves that you see me wear, and it's a must when you have an artificial tree. And I think it was 2 sets of gloves that it had. And the tree has a 3-year limited warranty. And I'm just trying to remember right now, this tree on their website, the original price is listed for $13.99, and I think on sale it's just a little over $1,000. But when I bought it, I think this is my 3rd winter setting this up. I think this will be our 3rd Christmas. I bought it in one of their July sales, and I received it probably like in September, and I think I paid about between like $750 and $800 3 years ago. So it definitely went up in price, but it is beautiful, very beautiful tree. Putting this tree together is probably the easiest part. It's fluffing it that is a real labor of love. As I've mentioned, my tree is 4 pieces, and then the 5th thing is the stand. You don't have to attach anything. Everything is already pre-attached. Everything is pre-lit. You're essentially just taking each section of the tree and stacking it on top, and it clicks in into the one that's below, and that's all you're doing. Fluffing it and getting it to be where you want it to be is a whole different story. It definitely takes time, and that's why I like to set up the tree and fluff it up like a day or two before we actually start decorating, just so I can keep coming back and, you know, looking at it from different angles and seeing where it needs a little bit more love, a little bit more fluffing, where maybe a branch is sticking up too high or too low, or whatever it might be. So that is my recommendation for you guys, is, you know, set it up and let it stand, even if it's for just a couple of hours. And right now you'll see me putting the very top of the tree, which is the last piece, and it's probably one of the heavier pieces, not as heavy as the very first one, but it's definitely heavy. And here comes the problems with this tree. And you know, I want to be real and realistic with you guys and tell you, do you see how much the tree is moving? It's moving a lot, and that has been my biggest issue with this tree. So let's start from the very beginning. The tree came in, I purchased it in July, and it came in probably mid to end September. And that particular year, just with the schedule, I didn't get to decorate it, so I didn't get to open it until probably very late November, early December. And when I put the tree together, that was one of the things I noticed right away, that as soon as I put on the very last piece, which is the top of the tree, it just became very wobbly. And I guess was fighting in my own head. I was like, no, maybe it's normal, maybe they all do that. Like, you see it, like even right now, it's just, it's so wobbly. And I thought, okay, maybe it's my floor, maybe it's the carpet, maybe it's something else, maybe our floors are not straight, I don't know. But I went ahead and I decorated the tree, and it was beautiful, and I kind of, you know, just forgot about it. And my mom came over one day, and she was like, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful, such a beautiful tree. And then she says, do you know that your tree is not standing straight? And I was just like, oh shoot, she sees it, she sees the issue. And I said, I know it's not standing straight. And she's like, well, do you need to put like a little piece of cotton on the bottom? And I said, no, try that. I said, you know, the issue is in the structure of the tree. I said, it's just when you put in the last piece, which is the top, the tree just essentially loses balance. I just don't think it's balanced right. So she says, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to return it? And I'm like, well, how am I going to return it right now? You know, it's fully decorated, so on and so forth. So when I was getting ready to take the tree down, I took all the ornaments off, and I said, you know, let me give it one more try. Maybe I didn't click something in. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe the stand is not working. Something's has to be wrong. So I took all the ornaments, already packed them away, and I took the tree apart, put it back together, and it is the same thing. It's the very top portion of the tree. As soon as it goes up, the tree just loses the balance. And I reached out to the customer service, explained the situation, and I do have to say that very first time, they were very nice. I got this gentleman, a young gentleman, and he helped me. And, you know, we kind of like over the phone did all the troubleshooting. And he said, of course, like right now, we don't have the trees in stock. It's already after season. So you're going to have to wait until like September for your piece to come in. And I said, that's fine. That's not a problem. So I was kind of worried whether it was actually going to come in or not, you know, because this was like January, February. And I'm waiting for a tree that's supposed to come in sometime in September. But it did indeed come in, and I sent my old tree back to them. And, you know, I waited again to set it up, and I was just like, okay, well, that was a fluke. We're going to give it one more shot, and it happens again. So it's the same issue, and the issue is that the top portion of the tree, it's just too heavy. It's too heavy, and it's just not structurally done properly, because I have gone to Home Depot, to Lowe's, to Michael's, to Hobby Lobby, and I try all their trees, and no tree moves the way this tree moves. And I'm not talking I'm forcefully grabbing it by the center and moving it. This is just me fluffing it, or when I put ornaments, or if I just slightly touch it, which I will show you towards the end of the video. It's just moving too much. And even here you could see that the tree is leaning to one side. It's leaning away from my window. So that would be, if I'm looking at the video right now, it's leaning towards the left in the video, and it's just upsetting. You invest so much money, and it took me years to go through with this purchase, and then your tree has an issue. So since having the tree completely replaced, I also replaced the very top and the middle portion of it, and still the issue is there. The issue is the same, and we've had new issues. So if this was my old tree, it would have been 3 years old this Christmas. But this tree is 2 years old, and I want to show you another thing that's a problem. So please consider when you're getting a pre-lit tree, though it looks gorgeous and beautiful, the lights are a big problem. So you see there's some dark areas in the tree. It's not that there's no lights. It's the fact that the lights are not bright in some areas, and it messes with the look of the tree, and there's nothing you can do about it. And also when the tree moves, the lights flicker. So there's a connection issue, which is kind of concerning if you ask me, but they don't want to do anything about it. And it's very upsetting, because you see one, it's on the same section. So one is so much brighter and the other one is not. And it's not part of the design. It's that they're just not working properly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this really honest review, though I do love their trees. And I had a pretty decent customer service experience. You know, they replaced my first tree, but I really wish that they would have just given me a completely different tree, because the reality is that this tree is just not done properly. Whatever it is that they did to this tree, the structure of it it's not good. So am I going to purchase another tree from Balsam Hill in the future? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not, because the very last customer service experience, which was at the end of last year, they promised to replace my tree one more time, and I never got it. And every time I called and followed up, it was, oh, it's not in stock, it's on back order, this, that, and the third. No emails, no form of communication of any kind. And I just said, I'm done. Like, I just don't have any more patience to, you know, try to show them and prove to them that the tree is not made properly. And lastly, I just wanted to show you the colored lights I use. I got these in Lowe's. I ended up putting 900, but looking back, I should have put 1200, and that's what I'm going to do next year, just to give it a little bit more of that balance. So right now you could see that it's the pre-lit clear lights and then my colored lights. And I go back and forth. Like, I like the way it looks like this because it's lighter and brighter, but then I will turn off the white lights and just have the colored ones on, and it's beautiful because I'm doing like that whole 90s vibe, and I've been doing it for a few years. And that is also tinsel that you see within the tree here and there. I of course took off a lot of it last year, but there was just a few left here and there. So that's what you see if you were wondering, what are those silver strands of something in the tree. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. I have so much beautiful content, Christmas content coming, so definitely be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.